watching.
Subscribe.
There's been another GTA5 scandal, and you are watching the ScreenStalker video that we're calling Love and Thunder. I am Luco, and this is Chopper Pete Quinnell.
Give us a subscribe and help us reach our next target of 50,000 subscribers, because we are getting swifty for 50,000
subscribers. I honestly don't know what Swifty means.
Not a clue. Coming up on today's show, we'll be talking about the latest GTA 5 scandal from Rockstar, where they haven't been paying their taxes like a naughty boy. Luke will be reviewing The Lion King, while also dying a lot in The Lion King, the video game version.
Pete will be pooping his pants watching the trailer for the Blair video game. There's a story about a potential returning character for Thor Love and Thunder, and we'll go through your comments from yesterday's video on how you would change the ending of the end gaming.
You can click the timestamps below in the video description or on the pinned comment to jump to any of those segments right now, and make sure you press the thumbs up and leave us a comment answering the question for today's video, which is, what's your favorite Grand Theft Auto game? For me personally, it's GTA Vice City.
I think for me, it's GTA London, because I think that was the last Grand Theft Auto game I played.
You're such a Londoner.
Ollie and Laurie will go through your comments in tomorrow's video, which will most likely be based around that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC character,
Dragon Quest. So off the back of all the scandals coming in surrounding GTA 5, what with the Diamond Casino update having actual gambling with actual money without any actual money coming back.
Ludicrous.
It's absolutely insane. And also they cancelled the single player DLC to focus on more multiplayer online stuff because money.
It's all the money.
All of the money. All of the money, coincidentally, is what they've been keeping. Because there's been a report that's come out from a UK independent company called TaxWatch, which investigates large companies paying or not paying the amount of tax they should in the UK. And Rockstar North is based in Edinburgh in Scotland, whereas the main Rockstar studio is based over in the US. But Rockstar North is subject to UK tax laws. However, according to TaxWatch, Rockstar North hasn't paid any corporation tax in 10 years.
10 years, man. Like, it's insane that a company has managed to get away with not paying tax for 10 years. I would probably say that Rockstar North made more money than I did last year. So why the hell did I pay more tax than they did? Particularly when you consider that Grand Theft Auto 5, which was released 5 years ago, has made the most money of any entertainment thing in the world ever. So yeah, TaxWatch estimate that the total operating profit for the game's success was around $5 billion, with a bonus of $3.4 billion being divided between the CEOs and managers.
Just a casual extra $3.4 billion.
That's an insane amount of money.
Yeah, and that number is so large that it is genuinely impossible for a human brain to figure out how much money that actually is. We can't grasp a number that big.
Because I think we hear the term a billion so often now that it doesn't really register like that is a huge amount. So the example that people use is that 1 million seconds would be 12 days. 1 billion seconds would be 31.7 years. So if you get your little calculator machine out and try and work out for us how much $8.4 billion is in seconds.
So the calculator machine has come back to me, that being my brain. It's really smart, I promise. 266 years is what it would take. That's the amount of dollars that they made from GTA 5. That is insane!
And once again, we do want to stress that the big scandal about this is they're not paying any tax.
They don't shy away from controversy, but this is just like, this is bad press. This is them like, we don't like your company. Not that, oh, your company's a bit edgy. You know, there's a big difference between not paying tax and having a bit of blood.
So Pete, you're a little bit of a scaredy cat, right?
No. No, me? No. What are you talking about? I really don't like this.
Not that way, Pete.
No.
Ah! Yeah, you do not deal well with horror, so I can only assume that you have not seen Blair Witch.
No.
The 1999 movie.
No.
No? Not at
Nope.
all?
Nope.
Oh, mate, it's pretty corking.
Couldn't even tell you what happens in it.
So the trailer has been released for the Blair Witch video game, which is going to be released on August 30th, which is next month, which, I mean, suggests to me that we're probably going to do some Let's Play based around this. But for now, Pete Quinnell, do you want to watch the trailer?
Okay, poor choice of words. Want to? No. But apparently, I'm being forced to.
You heard the legend, right? About the witch?
Alice, you sure you're doing fine?
Oh boy.
Jess, I swear, there's something really messed up going on in these woods.
Calm down. What did you see?
It's hard to explain. Memories? Bad memories. What the hell?
No!
Jess,
Oh
you
boy,
there?
the no signal.
I think I'm starting to lose it. Jess? Jess!
Why would you ever go in the building? Christ! Okay. Yeah, let's never do a Let's Play that. Never, ever, ever, ever make me do a Let's Play of that.
Let's review The Lion King while dying at the game. So I went to go see The Lion King the other day, Pete, and I thought I would talk about the film while playing notoriously the hardest level on The Lion King for the Mega Drive, or Genesis for our American viewers. I just can't wait to be king. Want to be quick on them. Oh, smack. Oh,
Okay.
God dang it. Oh, what the hell? No! No! What? Oh, dang it! Take your time, mate. Take your time. Oh, you know what? Come on! Why? Goddamn hippo asses. Nailed it!
Oh, yeah. You even did
Kiss
the
my
thing.
ass!
Do that again.
Shut! Oh! God! Blue! Oh! Grab a gun! Don't! God damn it! No! No! Damn it! Hate this game! And I didn't like The Lion King 2019 either. Man, it's lazy. There is not a shred of originality in this movie. Very, very boring. It can be a bit creepy at times. Two boring animals doing boring things. It's three animals walking in a row. Seth Rogen cannot sing. He less than phones it in. But it's a really boring movie. Noticeable by her absence in Thor Ragnarok that came out a couple of years ago was Lady Sif, who had been featured in the first two Thor films in quite a prominent role, and there was a lot of stuff that was being speculated to be around it. She was even in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is sort of, but not really connected to the MCU. It's
Sort of. Might be canon.
but
maybe.
we're not quite sure. But it was noticeable that she wasn't around for Thor Ragnarok, and the reason for that is because she's working on a TV show called Blind Spot. And unfortunately, there was just some scheduling conflicts, and she couldn't do both things at the same time. She was quoted as saying, "I was asked to return, but the timing of when they were going to shoot and when Blind Spot was going to shoot, it was pretty much the same time. So there was a conflict there. I was hoping for more notice from the studio so I could make it work, but it was a short notice thing. They called and said, hey, by the way, would you come do this? I said, there is no way I can make that work that fast."
It seems like they had some plans for Lady Sif from the first two Thor films. Now, Granted, Ragnarok was pretty much a hard reset of the entire Thor universe, what with them destroying Asgard and completely debuting a new Thor character entirely.
And killing all of Thor's mates.
Out of the first two films, I think Lady Sif was probably one of the more popular characters out of it.
Yes, this came from IGN putting out a tweet saying, with Valkyrie as the new king of Asgard, here are 8 characters who could be her queen in Thor Love and Thunder. And Jamie Alexander, who played Lady Sif, retweeted this with a raise his hand, love in her eyes emoji, and a fire emoji. Kind of teasing that she would want to come back for the new film.
For Thor 4. But the thing is, I think with the success of Thor Ragnarok and people really accepting this new version of Thor and the reboot that's done, now he can bring back Jane Foster and Lady Sif, and people will be like, okay, I trust Taika Waititi to make this work. Whereas I think if he'd have done that in Thor Ragnarok and tried to be like, I'm bringing back Jane Foster, people would be like, I hate this movie already because she wasn't the greatest from the first 2 films.
Which wasn't Natalie Portman's fault.
No. The character was a bit pants.
Yeah. And Marvel Studios producer Victoria Alonso said in a Reddit AMA, never say never, we love Sif the character as we do our actress Jamie Alexander. But also, interestingly, in that returning cast might not be Kat Dennings, who played Darcy in Thor and Thor the Dark World. But Comic Book spoke to her while she was promoting Dollface, and she said, no one has talked to me, and even if they had, I definitely couldn't say anything about it. She continued to say, oh my god, I'm such a fan of Taika Waititi. What We Do in the Shadows is one of my favorite movies ever. So it would be an honor to work with him, but I have no info. None.
Not my favorite character from the MCU. Wouldn't be too mad if she didn't come back, honestly.
Oh, hot takes. Hot takes from Pete Quinnell.
I'm sorry.
Bad-mouthing Darcy. Get out. Get out right now. And now, your comments from yesterday's video. And that ties quite nicely into our question on yesterday's video, which was how would you change the ending of Endgaming?
I'd have Darcy snap the Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, Edwin Castro Gonzalez said, the end to Endgame, John Cena comes in for the hot tag and takes out Thanos by doing the ending of SummerSlam 2010.
Oh yeah, take a DDT to the concrete, come back in and get the STF and tap out Wade Barrett, who's also there for some reason.
Rao Sato said, how to end Endgame, have Mickey Mouse come out of the shadows, laughing with the Infinity Gauntlet and said, I am your god now, then snapping his fingers and fade to white.
That would have been amazing. I mean, it wouldn't, but it would have been amazing.
Mickey Mouse just walks out into the battlefield and goes, oh, you guys, oh, I'm your god now.
Then we have one from Jordan Bailey who said, the way I would have ended Endgame was by a flash forward into the future, like the year 2099. That's an oddly specific year. In the year 2099, you see Kang the Conqueror preparing his time machine to go against whoever is in the new Avenger lineup in the past.
Now, I kind of like this one because it is sort of setting up the big bad for your next later films. And Kang would be a really cool character to do that. It's also, we've already introduced time travel, so we may as well kind of play around with the concept of time travel even more. But it kind of also ties into Pen PZ's comment, which said, I would have ended Endgame setting up the new big bad. Considering Phase 4 has no clear path as who will be the next Thanos, I would have done everything the same, but added a major end credit scene featuring either Doctor Doom or Galactus or the Silver Surfer, preferably the latter, because it ties into both the cosmic and Earth side of things. But the reason I don't kind of agree with these as a big picture thing is that the reason I loved the ending of Endgame was this is the final point. This is the end game. It is the full stop on this saga within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think we needed that closure. We can start the next big bad, in the next phase. We didn't set up Thanos until the end credits of Avengers. And then it took, another 5 or so years to pay off. So we could actually have no end credits setting up a quote big bad for the next batch of Avengers to fight. We could just have some movies and then eventually we'll start introducing the concept of this new big bad. I'm just glad they didn't do it at the end of Endgame.
Absolutely agree, 100%. We got one from Wallow TV, aka the Mayor of Painesville, Dan, who said, well, the ending to Endgame was perfect. I would not have changed a thing. And honestly, I agree. Yeah, it was great.
And finally, Anthony James said, Endgame should have ended with all the characters at Stark's funeral setting off lanterns at Stark's home for them to merge into a portrait of Stan Lee once in the night sky.
I mean, my God, I don't think it would have worked particularly for that, but I think I probably would have bawled my eyes out if they did it.
Oh yeah, I mean, in my list of films that have made me cry this year, Captain Marvel is on that list because of the tribute to Stan Lee at the start. Like, as soon as it came up with "Thank you, Stan," I just went.
Yeah, I don't think it would have made sense for the story unless that was literally the end of the film. The lanterns all go up, it fades to black, and then the lanterns form Stan Lee. That would have been great. I definitely would have cried excessively at that.
Yeah, although I mean, I cried at the end as it was anyway, because when you had Peggy and Steve like dancing in the living room, oh man alive, tears were a-flowing.
Endgame spoilers.
But that's all we've got time for on this episode of ScreenStalker Love and Thunder. Remember to answer our question of the day. What's your favorite Grand Theft Auto game? In the comments down below. And click the videos that have just appeared on screen right now to catch up with the latest ScreenStalker awesome things. And remember, give us a subscribe and help us reach 50,000 subscribers. I've been Luke Owen. This has been Chopper Pete Quinnell. And remember, we're watching.